Hey Gearfacts watchers, today we are travelling back to the mid-90s and having a look at the Roland EM-25. This keyboard is made in a classically conservative Roland sort of a style, oriented mainly towards the educational market I think, but it does have one or two reasonably good little tricks up its sleeve which are worth looking at. The first of these tricks is the style morphing section. What you can do with this is grab two styles from this palette right here, fairly straightforward. And you can swap their drum rhythms, swap their bass pattern, and other parts of the accompaniment. So basically this allows you to mix different styles together and create something new and interesting. You can then go ahead and press the arranger button right here on the other side, and that will change the chords as your rhythm plays. So if I press this repeatedly, you'll see the arranger function comes on, and by pressing different keys here, we can get different chords. The second nifty little trick, and I won't give you a detailed demo of this, but basically it's a musical game as you can see. Repeated presses of the button give you a choice of guess the tune, guess the style, and chord finder. Three separate games, and the idea is that they're meant to improve your piano playing and your recognition of notes and so forth. The third nifty thing about this keyboard is the disk drive on board. Totally obsolete technology of course, but it's very handy for saving your basic settings, patches and sequences and so forth. So granted it's not all that nifty, but it's good to have it there. I have to say I'm also a big aficionado of the basic MIDI in-out sockets. I find it a very reliable, stable platform to communicate your instruments. That's a sustain pedal plug right there. Then we've got some power in, and two headphone sockets. This is what leads me to assume that this keyboard is built for educational purposes. I think the idea here is that you have a teacher and a student practicing and both giving each other feedback about how the lesson is going. One glaring omission is the lack of a pitch bend or modulation system. These signals can be sent via MIDI, but their absence here leads me again to assume that this keyboard is very much oriented towards education and getting on with the job of learning how to play the piano. And that's again reflected by the sound set, which is extremely conservative. Just your very basic set of instruments. The ones with the triangles there are the ones that have variations. So if you choose echo drop for example, and press your variation button, you'll get a couple of different sounds that are similar but might have a slightly different feel. So getting back to this style morphing part of it, let's start off two different rhythms, or start off with one rhythm, and I'll show you how you morph into the other rhythm. Okay, so now watch the screen as I make these changes. Quite a nice finish there. So style morphing is a great idea and it's quite fun to use, but the selection of rhythms is very limited, and a lot of them are really quite unusable for anybody who wants to have some serious fun on a keyboard. Nevertheless, it's an interesting idea that was expanded on in much more detail in certain other models of Roland keyboards such as the EG-101, but on the EM-25 ultimately it's just a gimmick. So now let's have a listen to some more tones. We've got a couple of different types of reverb. And of course some of them travel more into the realm of delay there, as you just heard. And there are a couple of different types of chorus as well. But the differences are much more subtle. So that's the Roland EM-25, everybody. My overall word I would use to describe this keyboard is sensible. Thanks for watching Gearfacts, everybody. Thanks for liking, commenting, or subscribing, and look forward to seeing you on the next one.